In case you haven't been paying attention to news feeds and that sort of stuff, today the Lightfall weapons and gear trailer dropped. If you don't know what this is, essentially it's a sneak peek with some vague details regarding exotic weapons, exotic ornament or exotic armor, and some other things. A little sneak peeks at some of the gear that we will have drop and have access to when Lightfall comes around. If you have not seen the trailer, I will show it for you now. Now, of course, running through it, that just looked amazing, didn't it? Now, of course, it does, but at the same time, there is some comparisons to things that we have to make to understand what they are. So, one of the first guns we see is Final Warning, which is apparently a full auto sidearm, which is also a Strand sidearm. If you actually pay attention, you can see that it does fire what appears to be green Strand rounds. In addition to the fact that the charged mode, essentially Croustesia style, where a charge up after a kill, grants it tracking rounds. Now, like I said, it is a full auto sidearm, so one of the things it can most be comparable to is not anything really we have exotic. It's mostly comparable to a few sidearms that we have, mainly the Suros ones. Let's see where they be in our things here. So, like this one, Dead Man Walking. It is full auto, so you could expect it to be similar in performance to like many of the Suros sidearms and a few of the not Suros full auto ones. But aside from that, tracking rounds, especially Strand style, I can definitely see it be a good benefit to your Strand builds once you actually start working on things. The same way that Void weaponry have definitely benefits a volatile or weakened setup, same way solar weapons benefits any solar powered setup, among other things. Speaking of Void, though, the next gun we got access to was a Void machine gun, which I honestly am butchering. I think I'm going to be butchering the word to, so I'm not even going to say it. But essentially, a Void machine gun that it might be Bungie's answer to the Nova Mortis. In case you didn't know, back during Destiny 1, we had Void and Solar equivalents to Thunderlord. Now, Thunderlord wasn't so complicated back then, so it was a lot simpler. But now Bungie has pretty much given us the answer to it, which functions pretty similar to, I would say, Collective Obligation functionally. So, now I'm actually going to give this a second try just to see if I can get it wrong. But the Determined, I think that's how it's called, or Deterministic Chaos. There we go. Basically, the fourth shot, and I'm imagining in a constant stream, like I doubt it would be just the fourth round of the belt, so to say. But basically, on the fourth shot of a sustained fire, it actually weakens a target. And among further down the line, if you get to the 16th shot, it officially makes them volatile. Now, is this going to be able to compare with a Gerfalcon's retrofit causality? Good question. Honestly, based on the firing rate of fire, it seems like it's going to be a high impact frame machine gun, faster than Xenophage, but also slower than Retrofit along that line. So, will it compare? We'll just have to wait and see, because this could be a change. Essentially, honestly, just because of the weakening effect, this could be the new Divinity. If it makes it so that 4 shots in a burst, and then let go of the trigger, and then the 4 shots to the next burst weakens, this machine gun could be the next Divinity. And I have high hopes for it. I'm a fan of machine guns in general, and I'm tired of using Divinity for everything. So, let's hope that comes along. Next one we see, of course, after that, is a bit of armor. So, we see a hunter grappling, and we see the Kurtaranchi's facade, which it's hard to tell if I'm pronouncing that right. But essentially, simply stated, grappling, which is the Strand thing, gives woven mail, which, shown more Crucible style, basically says that you get flinch resistance from woven mail. I wouldn't be surprised if this was just a light overshield entirely, but definitely one of the benefits is flinch resistance, which I could see every hunter wearing it when it comes to Crucible next year. And we also have a set of Titan armor, the Abiant Leap, which is basically Spare Gauge spawns additional lashes. Lashes being something stasis, which appears to be like the Kepri's Horn Solar Wave when casting Barricade. It seems very similar. It seems to also hold the Cabal in place. So does it damage? Possibly. Is it mainly just for debuffs? Probably. But then we also get a look at Quicksilver Storm. Also, apparently this is getting adjusted. That one is also becoming a Strand damage type, which that's not, if you didn't understand that. Basically, it's Strand damage right off the bat with a few exotics, similar to the way that Stasis damage existed on, I forgot, Salvation's Grip, but we didn't actually have more Stasis available until later. I think we're getting Strand damage right off the bat with a few exotics. But aside from that, it's also getting updated for its Catalyst, which makes it so that the grenades fired from this gun spawn what's essentially a Warmind Cell Strand style, which seemed to be a massive bomb. But then at the same time, we also get a view of the Swarmers, which is a pair of Warlock exotic boots, which basically says destroying Tangles spawns Threadlings. Tangles, of course, being the power bomb. Instead of picking it up and chucking it, you just shoot it and it seems to launch what appears to be like colony-like waves of Strand energy at things. So that also looks great. And then we also have the Winter Bite, which is finally the debut of an exotic Stasis Glaive. If you don't know, that actually means a lot because it's a glaive in an additional spot if they follow the rules of Stasis. But also, it seems like Osmiomancy builds might have just gone through the roof of being OP, freezing, and keeping things crowd controlled. Because we didn't exactly have a weapon to pair aside from maybe a headstone or chill clip weapon. Now we have a glaive that's pretty much meant for Osmiomancies. Now, aside from that, we get views on the rest of the trailer of course, random legendaries and gear, some stuff, throwing tangles at things, and that is the end of the trailer. But of course, there's no point in porting and poking. I don't think we're getting at least a lot of returning gear. I don't think we're going to be seeing many Destiny 1 sets of gear in there, so I doubt it's going to be like when Season of Opulus came around, we saw Truth and a bunch of other revives of Destiny 1 style. So that is the summary of some of the stuff we are getting. Now, like I said, the Stasis Glaive is going to be OP. I have a feeling with Osmiomancies, though machine gun, most comparable to a high impact frame, possibly being the new Divinity. Sounds great. A new exotic full auto sidearm, which fun fact actually technically doesn't exist anymore in the game. If you actually look in your collections, all the exotic sidearms we have, well, we do have Rat King. I forgot about that. That one is full auto, but it's not special because it's full auto. Its intrinsic perk is something else, but that is full auto tracking, all that sort of stuff. But, you know, that has been the Lightfall gear trailer. My name is Matt Scorpion, and I'll see you in the next one.